Thank you, Genesis. Thank you, everybody, for joining this live session today to learn about the UC design programs in Madrid and Barcelona. We'll also go over a multi-city program option in both Spain and in Italy. So I'm going to just introduce myself very quickly. My name is Francesco Gallardi. I am the Campus Outreach Liaison for Accent Global Learning. Accent is a study abroad organization. What we do, we work with over 60 US colleges and universities. We have been partnering with UCAP for 20 years. And what we do, basically, we take care of you overseas. We are in collaboration with UCAP, we develop the curriculum, we manage the on-site housing, and we do offer health and safety services in our European cities. So today with us, there are two special guests directly from Madrid, Spain. Vanessa Rodriguez Garcia, the Madrid Center Director, and Raquel Del Pozo Martinez, the Senior Programs Coordinator. I'm going to actually give the floor to them in a few seconds. I'm just going to go over one more slide, and I want to highlight the benefits of studying on a UCAP program. The UCAP programs, all of them are designed specifically for UC students, and they're constantly evolved based on the needs of UC students. When you are on a UCAP program, your enrollment at University of California on campus continue, and you won't pay tuition at another university. Don't forget that you can use your financial aid. If you are on a financial aid plan right now, most of our programs are covered, so the financial aid carries over. And don't forget that all courses abroad that you take, when you come back, you can earn UC credit. And they're going to go directly onto your UC transcript. Okay, so Vanessa, I will give you the floor and let us, give us some information about Madrid and Barcelona.
Oh, shall I introduce eligibility and requirements?
Yes, I can do that too. Just to give you an idea for all the programs, for the UCAP programs, the eligibility is if you have to be a registered UC student, you have to be in good academic standing and obviously not on probation or disciplinary status. The requirements, they differ from programs to programs, but more or less they go from a minimum GPA of 2.0 to a minimum of 2.5. Remember that there are no language requirement for any of the programs that we're going to see today. Sorry about that, Vanessa. Now you can go.
No problem. Buenos dias, Skylar, Abigail. Thanks for joining us today live. We are in Madrid, Raquel and I'm Vanessa, and I'm the Center Director at Accent Global Learning. The city of Madrid, as you probably know, is the capital of Spain. It's a historical city, so you can walk around the city and see traces from the Arabic times to, the most modern skyscrapers that we have in the city. And it's very cosmopolitan as well. Everyone stops in Madrid. Even Raquel and I, we're not even originally from Madrid, right? So you will find in Madrid people from all over Spain and all over Europe, and I would say all over the world as well. So it's a great cosmopolitan city. It's diverse. You will see conservative people, more modern, but everyone has a spot in the city, and it's working to be a sustainable city, right? Still, we're getting there, but you can probably ride a bike around, the new lanes that are being built in the city, going to the parks and enjoy the great weather, right? It's mostly dry and sunny. So usually when your programs are here, you will enjoy that weather. The Madrid Study Center, it's where you will find a team and you will have your classes as well. It's in the business district in Madrid, northern Madrid, in a neighborhood called Chamberí. The study center is a modern space You will find there the classrooms, the library, the study lounges, right? The computer lab, and of course the admin offices where you will be able to meet with any of the coordinators, with your faculty, you know, with myself in case that you need anything. It's close to public transportation. You will see all your programs include the transit passes, so you will be able to use public transportation very safely. Even during COVID, right? And move around the city. The address is Paseo General Martínez Campos 42, so you can already try to find us, you know, find where the study center is in Madrid and explore a little bit the city, right? I think this is the entrance, so you're seeing now some photos. The business district has, you know, offices, there's lots of restaurants around. This is the computer lab here. The other one was the front desk. And you have some of the classrooms, and you have like 3 metro stops around. There are shops, there are museums around. It's not the historical city center where you will probably live, you know, most of the time, but it is a really interesting neighborhood to explore. So what are the programs that you can join if you want to come to Madrid or Barcelona? One of the programs is Spanish in Madrid, right? This is a program for students interested in Spanish, cultural studies, anthropology. It's a summer program, and basically what you complete is language requirements, right? You will be taking a language course in Spanish. There are 3 different levels. So before, once you are enrolling in the program, you will take a placement exam, and you can take like Spanish 32, 33, or 34. And then everyone takes a cultural class, a Spanish civilization class. The Spanish civilization class is in English. The other ones are in Spanish. And together with the classes, you will have a city tour, and you will visit 2 cities, Segovia as a 1-day trip, and then Galicia. Actually, for the Galicia, since it's a weekend tour, you visit like 3 different cities, Santiago de Compostela, A Coruña, and Vigo. So it's a great summer program, usually from June till the beginning of August. The Python and Data Science in Madrid runs at the same time as the Spanish in Madrid. So you will be able to meet, you know, if one of your friends wants to do the Python and Data Science and you want to do the language requirement, then you can come together. The subjects for this program are computer science, business economics. I mean, you don't need to have a background. So anyone interested in technology, right, international studies, political science, can join this introductory program into Python programming and data science. There are 2 courses, both mandatory, very intensive. As you know, it's Introduction to Data Science. There's a final project that you will do in collaboration with a local startup company in Madrid, and then Python programming. They're going to be very practical with labs, you know, exercises, so that you can learn how this data science, right, and programming really works in real life. The same excursions, so we will share the excursions with the participants in the Spanish in Madrid program, for the city tour, the excursion to Segovia, and the weekend study tour to Galicia. So great programs for the summer. And then in the fall, we have the Contemporary Spain. This is a semester program in case that you're interested in spending more time in Madrid. Subjects are more in the humanities, so history, political science, sociology, right? Environmental studies as well, art history, women and gender studies. For the curriculum, you do take a Spanish language class. It can be level 1 or level 2, right? Beginner or intermediate. Or if you're a heritage learner, there's a specific level for heritage learners. And this class includes a service learning component. So you spend some time in the classroom and some time working at an NGO, right? Doing your service learning. And then you choose 3 out of usually 5 courses, right? Here we have contemporary Spain, right? For some examples, post-colonial perspectives, Latin American Spain relationships, immigration, political ecologies, right? So these are some of the courses that have been offered in the past. There's also an opportunity for you to intern while you are in this program. What you will do is like you will fill out all the application and you will choose one of your content courses, right, the core courses, as your focus for the internship. So instead of 3 main courses, you will take just 2, and then you will complete working hours at a Spanish local company or organization. And the project that you will work on, your internship, will be also the project for the course that you are taking. So that research basically is connected to one of the courses that you will be doing. There's a minimum work hours of 120 hours, so it's very serious, but I think it is a great opportunity for you also to learn on site, right? In the real job situation or context. For the excursions, we'll do an evening tour, then we will do a 1-day trip to Toledo, and the weekend study tour in this case is to Andalusia, right? Including the cities of Sevilla, Granada, and Córdoba. Something that is great is like you can do the summer program and then continue with the fall program if you want. Any of the summer programs will be great, and that way you will do a full 6 months, more or less, almost 7 months in Spain. The Contemporary Spain program usually runs from late August, the end of August, until mid-December or so. And then the last program we're discussing today, it's the Mediterranean Politics, Food and Culture. And yes, it is in Barcelona, but as Francesco mentioned before, it's also in Florence and Syracuse in Sicily, Italy. This is also more or less a humanities course, also brings food systems, right? Sustainability, a little bit of STEM, Global International Studies, Political Science, and it's the fall semester as well. What you do is you spend 5 weeks in each city, and you start right in one of the cities, and then you move around each of the cities. There are 2 umbrella courses that you take across all 3 cities, and then 2 site-specific courses out of 3. So in one of the cities, you will only take 2 courses, the 2 umbrella courses. In the other 2, you will take 3 courses for a full-time workload. Here you have the umbrella courses are Making the Mediterranean, Cultural Encounters, and Making the Mediterranean Through Food, Nationalism and Nation States. For site-specific, you have Sicilian Foodways, the Politics of Food in Italy, and the Celebrity and Status of Food in Barcelona. Excursions, you will have walking city tours in each city, and then there's also a 1-day study tour in each city. In Barcelona will be Montserrat, in Florence Monte Spertoli, and in Syracuse Mount Etna and Taormina. It's a great program if you're interested, in a diverse context, and visiting different cities. It's quite rigorous and intensive, as you have the city courses are only run 5 weeks, so it's very intensive in that way, and you need to keep connected with all your faculty from all 3 cities to ensure that you complete all the coursework in a timely manner and connecting all the ideas. It is I think it's one of the most attractive programs as well, and you learn a lot. I mean, you learned from all the 3 different cities, which may seem similar, but have different historical context and different social manners in the way it's dissembled.
It's actually, I wanted to say that it is actually like doing 3 study abroads at once, right? Because they're gonna experience 3 different cities.
Right. The only thing is, like, you need to have a lot of energy, and make sure that you're focused, because, you're going to move around a lot, and you only have 5 weeks in each city, which is great, I think. Provides enough room for you to get to know the city and complete your coursework, but it is intense.
Yes.
all programs are intensive, and all programs require you to work. Remember, this is study abroad, right? So all our programs are academic programs, and courses should be always your priority. But in this case, since you're moving and you need to adapt to 3 different cities, that week or 2 of adaptation takes a little bit more of an effort. So Raquel, I'll let you speak now.
Thanks, Vanessa. So we know that the choice of where to stay when studying abroad, it's not easy, right? And it most of the times depends on many personal factors. We're gonna go over the different housing options that we offer within these programs for you to have a better idea on what would be best for you depending on your preferences and interests, right? So for the programs that take place in Madrid, students can choose between living in a student residence or in a homestay, right? For those who want to stay in a residence, students live in a Spanish student residence where the other Spanish and international students will be living too. In this sense, it's a good option if you're interested in interacting with local Spanish students in a Spanish university environment, right? You will share the dorm with another program participant, or if you want to go a little bit farther and explore something else, you can also share your room with a Spanish student, right? If that's your preference. Students usually choose this option because of the level of autonomy, and that full board is included. This means breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's also good that through this option, if you're not gonna be there to have lunch or dinner, they can also make a picnic for you. So that's also very convenient for students, right? Also, it's important for veggie students that they also adapt to dietary restrictions, and they have veggie options too, right? It's good for those students who don't really have very good cooking skills, because this full board is offered, and because of safety reasons, because at the residencies they have a 24/7 security service, right? Among the main cons, I would say that most of the times students within this housing option remain in groups. This means that they don't usually practice their Spanish as much as they initially wanted, and they don't really go beyond their comfort zone, right? Then we also have homestays, right? And this option is especially recommended for those students who really want to have a full immersion into the Spanish culture and also learning Spanish, right? As it's one of the top priorities for these kind of students. By living with a local family, you don't only practice the language, but you also learn and experience things in a way that you wouldn't have done otherwise. So it's also a matter of a personal interest and how you would like to interact with your family. But what it is best is that you can always be part in the family gatherings or join specific events that the family has planned for the weekend. Through this option, it's offered half board. This means a breakfast and usually dinner, right? And also a single room, right? It's possible that the homestay, you will have other students either from UC or from other programs, right? So it will give you also the chance to live with people from other backgrounds and countries, right? I know that during the first days in a homestays, this option can be a little bit challenging because of the language barrier and the different habits that the family may have. But I assure you that with the right attitude, I think it's one of the best options, especially if you want to have like a unique experience abroad, right? You're gonna go farther your comfort zone and learn much more than with the other housing options, right? Also, I didn't mention this, but obviously the residence has a specific COVID-19 protocols in place, right? That, we will go over them during our orientation on site here in Madrid. And due to the current situation with COVID, homestays will not be offered until next fall, right? And I think we can move to the next slide unless, do you have any specific questions? I forgot to ask you girls if you want to ask me anything so far. No? Okay.
They can write them in the chat.
Okay. Now talking more into detail about the specific features of every housing option, we can say that, as you see here, the residents are equipped with the basic needs, let's say, right? So you're gonna have Wi-Fi, we say here, you're gonna have a private bathroom and then a kitchenette in your dorm. This is great because although you cannot cook your own food, you can still have access to a mini fridge and a microwave and some food storage for you to buy these little things that you need in your life. We have a question, right?
We'll discuss it at the end, Raquel.
Okay, good, sorry. And then they also provide weekly cleaning of the room, bed linen and towels. And then you have heating or AC, and then many common spaces such as study rooms, gym, cafeteria, and then also the canteen where you can have your meals served. They also have a 24/7 security, and you also have access to the laundromat, right? We can, move to the next slide. So this is one of the residences where our previous students stay, right? As you can see, the facilities are great. I mean, I wish I could be a student again and stay in such a beautiful place. I'm assure you that these pictures are exactly the same as the residence is in reality. So it's gorgeous. It's like a hotel.
Hope you can keep them as clean as they are now.
That's a different story, Vanessa.
Yeah.
That's up to every student. And then regarding homestays, they offer more or less the same equipment. So they have Wi-Fi, utilities, heating, AC. The main difference is that you will have a single room, right? Although, as I said before, you may share your Spanish family with other students, and the use of kitchen is limited, right? This means that you cannot cook there, but your family may allow you to store some little snacks in the kitchen, right? Or even in the fridge, but they will be cooking for you, right? As I said, you have a half board included, and then also a weekly laundry, and they will be providing you bed linens, although the cleaning of the room is up to you again. I'm very sure that if you don't keep your room minimally tidy, your host mom will tell you something. I think we can move to the next one. So these are some pictures of our previous students, and it's true that most of the times the experience is so good that students keep a friendship that goes beyond the program, right? So it's true when I say that the immersion is fully, then talking about specific housing options offered through the Barcelona, Florence and Syracuse program, there's only one specific housing option, and this is shared apartments, right? Students live in double rooms in apartments for up to 6 people, right? This may vary depending on the city and the housing availability. A meal plan is not included through this housing option because you will have access to a common kitchen, right, that you will share with the other apartments mates, and the kitchen is equipped with everything you need in your daily life to cook in proper way, right? The apartments are equipped with Wi-Fi. Then you have shared bathrooms. Depending on the number of people living in the apartment, you may have 1 or 2. Then heating or AC. You have a washing machine and weekly cleaning provided, right? Again, your own bedrooms will not be cleaned. This is up to every student. Again, well, this is a wonderful type of apartments, and what we always tell the students enrolled in this program is not to compare cities and housing options, right? Every city is different, and it's the same with shared apartments, right? So we try to find the best accommodations possible, but all the apartments are within the city center of every city. So you're gonna be within walking distance to the study centers. In Madrid, since this is a bigger city, you may prefer taking the metro, right? Some general notes about both Madrid and Barcelona housing options is that while the 3 cities are very well connected to the study centers, in the case of Madrid, you can either walk or take the metro. I would say that metro should be around 15 minutes if you walk a little bit longer, but in Syracuse and Florence, it may be a shorter walk, right? Prior to your arrival in the program, we will ask you to fill out a specific form where you will be asked different questions for us to accommodate your requests, right? So in that moment, you can choose your roomie, or tell us if you have any specific food restriction, if you have problems sleeping, so we will accommodate your needs the best way possible, right? Also important, we never disclose the specific housing address before arrival, right? So even if you ask us, it will be hard to get this information until you get in your first city, where we will give you the specific address of your homestay, shared apartment, or residence, right? That's, I believe, everything I had to say about housing. Then, besides the activities that Vanessa mentioned previously, you can join us in different events that we're gonna organize for you and other program participants that we will have in Madrid, right? These are different activities that we run throughout the semester for you to explore the Spanish culture deeper, right? It's also good for you to know more about our culture and for us to know a little bit more about you outside the office, right? So examples of activities that we usually do for our students are the monthly coffee house. This is an activity that we do once a month, and we invite students to go to a local art gallery, usually places that you usually go as a student, right, or as a tourist in the city. They are like hidden gems in the cities. And after visiting the exhibition, we go and have a coffee with you, right? It's an informal moment to have a chat, yeah, and a beautiful place. Then we also do the intercultural competence workshops. This is an activity where we give you the opportunity to reflect on your study abroad experience. Sometimes you're gonna experience changing in the way you see the world, that you may not have time or thought about them. So it's through these activities that we find a little time to process all the changes and differences that you're experiencing when living abroad. And we always complement this activity with a fun activity. It can be a theater, it can be gincana. Every time it's different. Then we also do language exchanges. So if you want to practice your Spanish with Spanish students that are learning English, we collaborate with the Instituto Internacional, which is an institution that teach American English to Spanish people. And then we have a language exchange at the study center where we have snacks and drinks. And it's a good opportunity for you to practice your Spanish and for them to practice their English with you. Then we also organize a Bullfight Conference and a bullfight, right? The only requirement is that in order to attend the bullfight, the corrida, we tell students to attend a conference where we go over the specific features and what to expect when attending a bullfight, because sometimes it can be little how would you say that, but moving or controversial also, so we want to make sure that you understand this activity, and then depending on your thoughts or opinion, you can sign up for the bullfight later on. And then lastly, we organize a Flamenco Show. This is an activity that we do in a specific local tablao, right? And where we go to attend the Flamenco Show. Unfortunately, flamenco dancing is not included, but that's something beautiful to see and very connected to our culture, right? Students love this Flamenco Show. It's one of the best in the city. Even if you're not a tourist and you want to see like good flamenco, people go to this place, right? Yeah. If you have any, Vanessa, go ahead.
All these activities are also offered in Barcelona, except for the bullfight, as bullfighting was banned in Barcelona, and also in Italy. So in Italy, you will also have the chance to practice your Italian through language exchanges, go to intercultural workshops, right? And instead of flamenco, I think you do opera in Italy. So there are other activities included there.
Most of them are for free. Those which will have a cost will be indicated before signing up for the activity, so you can decide. But I would say that the most expensive can be the flamenco, for example.
No, but all these ones are included, Raquel.
Also, okay, good.
These ones are included, for their economy. And then we offer other activities, cooking classes, maybe bike tours, movie nights, that you can join, and those might be free or low
Yes.
cost.
Again, if you have any new activity that you would like us to organize for you, we're always open to receive new suggestions. So as long as we have a minimum number of students, we're more than glad to organize any new activity.
Thank you, Raquel. Thank you, Vanessa. I hope you guys you enjoy this, extra information, and we made you curious about any of these programs. So perhaps you can go and ask for more information. I just want to say one more time that most of the UCAP programs are covered by the financial aid packet. Obviously, it goes case by case. So the first thing you might want to do is to check with your study abroad office and the financial aid office to make sure that your financial aid carries over. So what are the next steps now? First of all, you may want to schedule an advising appointment with Genesis. She can give you more information if you need to find out more. Then you can start your application. And hopefully, Vanessa, Raquel, will see you soon in Madrid, Barcelona. Now, we would like to take your questions. So I saw some notifications here. So probably, okay. So Abigail asks, for language, I'm taking Spanish 2 and 3 this winter and spring. Will that still be fine for contemporary Spain?
Genesis said yes, and yes, it is. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I didn't see Genesis. I thought it was the second question.
No worries.
Okay. So, you're welcome. I don't see any other question. You guys want to ask anything else?
I did, actually. When you all were talking about the Contemporary Spain program and you mentioned the service work, so this, not the internship, but the service work,
Service learning.
That's automatically part of one of the classes that they're taking? So everyone does it?
Well, no, only those in the Spanish for Heritage learners.
Oh, okay.
They work as cultural mediators, basically, in some NGOs working with immigrants or working with elderly people or with children. That's what they usually do. So part of the course, it's part of their course. They will be creating materials to help, especially with the Spanish skills, with immigrants or children.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think it's a great course, and since the students are already fluent, more or less, they are fluent. They're heritage speakers, so it's a great opportunity for them to practice their Spanish. For the internships, though, there's no language requirement. So the companies, the organizations we work with, usually they have English speaking teams, and you will be able to work in English. Of course, if you speak Spanish, you get to go to maybe or to work on more interesting projects, right? So if you have a good level of Spanish, that's always great.
Yeah, better than.
There's another question from Skylar. Do the internships happen along with taking the classes?
Yes, they do. But remember that instead of taking 4 courses, you will only take 3 courses. And then the 4th course that usually you will have usually you have 4 hours per course per week. So those 4 hours you do, I think it's 8 hours, Raquel, per week, more or less. So you do work a little bit more. You will need to do at least a minimum of 8 hours per week doing your internship. But yes, they do happen along with classes. except on midterm exam week, final exam week, right? The fall break, of course. So you do have those breaks as well, and usually they're flexible in the schedule or the companies, organizations. But even though classes usually run Monday through Thursday, maybe with the internship you need to work Friday at some point. So you will need to take that into account as well if you're thinking about committing, right, to a workplace. In the end, you're working. So when you work, right, there's no Fridays off.
Yeah, companies tend to be flexible too. Yeah.
Right.
I had another question. I mean, and I know I've been sending students to you, you know, over the last several years, but one of the main questions I always get, especially for these programs that don't have language minimum requirements, you know, what if, will a student be okay if they arrive, I guess, in either Spain or Italy with like no background in the language? Will they survive? Will they be okay?
You always
No.
survive, right? I mean, you're probably scared at the beginning. It's like you need 2-3 weeks to really know what you're doing or to understand some things, but it's not impossible. And actually, beginner, like entry-level students are usually the ones that learn the most, and that you can see their progress, you know, during the time, even if it's just a summer program. They're usually the ones that learn the most, because usually when you feel like you have already a level, it's a little bit more difficult to go to the next step. But they will survive. Plus, of course, we're in cosmopolitan cities, right? Florence, Barcelona, Madrid, right? Syracuse. Almost everyone speaks English. And you will actually, you know, sometimes the students get mad because, no, I try to say in Spanish and they are responding in English. Why, right? I want to make the effort to go to a restaurant, to go to a shop and speak Spanish.
And
then they turn to me speaking in English. So they will feel comfortable. And if they want to practice Spanish or Italian, they will be able to do so. If they need English, they will be able to use it as well.
Great, thank you. All right, I see that one of the students left the meeting. So the last student in the room, Skylar, do you have any last questions for the panelists?
We could ask her about her interests in these programs, if she has any special preference or interest in a specific program, maybe.
All right. So we'll go ahead then and stop recording. And there's no other slides after this, Francesco?
No, it's done.
No?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll be posting this online as soon as we can, and I will stop recording now.